Well, welcome back. Just as I'm riding along here, Ted's ahead of me there. We're scooting along pretty nice. It made me think of, how much time we spent together riding and talking. And that's kind of where I think my short series is going to go, ride and talk therapy. If you want to call it therapy, but ride and talk. Kind of social. And when you talk to somebody out of a group setting, because defensive mechanisms kind of kick in and judgmental things kick in, but when you're kind of one-on-one, or even three or four partners that ride a lot, or whatever you do, if you get together in whatever situation that is, if you're hikers, you're machinists, maybe you're on the range, maybe it's golf, whatever it is. But when you get a group, 2 to 4, and you get together and you share things, then there's an opening up there, and a trusting. Sometimes if it's maybe a sport, golfing or something like that, then you kind of want to keep that separate because there's more focus on it, maybe on the skill or whatever, so you don't want to bring that in. But when you're riding gives you a sense of relaxation, opening up, connecting, remoteness, nature, inward journey into your thoughts, your feelings. And maybe me a little bit more, that I've learned to do that. So you open up and, you find somebody that you connect with. And you start to share. And you can analyze. So I guess where I'm going with this is my question is to you. What activity do you enjoy that you got somebody that you can share with somebody, I guess I should say? Not that you have somebody, but that you can share your time and your thoughts with somebody in a non-judgmental, safe environment. And what does it do for you? So there's a couple of questions in there. What activity that you like to do? Who is the person, not by name, but is it a family member, or is it a relative, distant relative I should say, or is it just a person that you do that activity with? And can you share? Can you open up and share? So, with those 3 questions, and then I'll put it out to you. What is it that you share? And does it help you heal? And I'll be, out there, my short 10-year career in this motorcycling, I've had some real good friends that I could share with. Some I found out that it wasn't the best thing that I did, but I learned from that. And in your journey, there's going to be those situations that you think you're sharing and you think it's private, and it'll come back to bite you, and you can get angry about that, and it can cause some problems. But as the road lengthens, time heals, and you've learned from that, and that's part of your journey. So that'll take you to the next level of ability to share, and you'll find out who that person is that you can share with and get the right feedback. Not everything, just like stuff that's on your mind. and that you can open up to about that and get a little bit of feedback from that person in a clearer way. Private talks, and Ted and I, have had that. Ted's older than me. We've had that ability to do that on the trip, and it's helped me a lot. I had mentioned on a Facebook post the other day about waking up 2 o'clock in the morning and having to get up and coffee, and I wasn't tired at all. My mind went right into overdrive about this social media stuff that I'm doing. And there have been some things going on that I felt like I was losing control. I was so focused on other stuff that I was allowing a certain amount of control of what I'm doing and where I'm going. I was allowing it to start down a journey that it was good going to somebody else. And that happened with me in business, that I got real busy and I gave up a lot of things that I should have controlled and put it in other people's hands. And I spent a significant amount of my time trying to correct. So I truly believe that my gut, mind, and thoughts woke me up, put me in overdrive in that thought process, and made me get up. And I didn't see it till about 2 days later, when I started looking at some of the things that I was struggling with a little bit that was keeping me awake, and I grabbed a hold of them and I wrung it out, what needed to be wrung out, and I was happy, and I slept great that night. So I thought about it the next day, and I said, that is my psyche, whatever it is, speaking to me, and you bloody well pay attention to it. Don't make the mistakes that you made before. Pull this back a little bit. Take control. What is it that you're trying to accomplish here? Bring it back. Tighten it up. Have your fingers in all the points of control that you want. And don't give it to anybody else. Keep it right here. Keep it tight. And if you're doing too much, it's going to show up. And when you got it right, it's going to show up. So that, kind of in a big nutshell, is what I'm going to talk about next week in sort of maybe a 3-day series on the road, is opening up, sharing, growth, thoughts, your mind. I'm going to ask questions. What does it, or how does that work for you? How does it manifest itself in your life? And if you're interested in putting a sentence together and letting me know, maybe that'll trigger somebody else to put a sentence together, and we'll have a little group chat. But anyway, that's the journey.